Hello and welcome to Fearless DIY Music. My name is Tristan Lass, and today we're going to be exploring the 9 tones that I have available to me in this single pickup guitar. This is a parts caster that is basically based upon the Fender Esquire, hence the thumbnail and the title of this video, How to Get 9 Tones Out of a Fender Esquire. So, anyway, let's get started. By the way, a lot of this would apply to other single pickup guitars, but if they don't have the Esquire switching, you're not going to have those 3 tonal variations the switch can provide you. However, you will be able to get all the variations that the mini toggle that I'll be describing in a moment provide. All right, so let's start with basic Esquire wiring. I'll put a schematic up right now. In the front position on your 3-way blade switch, you have a giant treble cut. It was meant to make the guitar sound more like a bass back in the olden times. And then when you put it in the middle position, the tone control is part of the circuit, so you can roll that back a little bit. I like to roll it to about midway in this particular circuit. And then when you throw it all the way back, it is wide open. The tone control is completely taken out of the circuit. So we'll start with it in that huge bass cut. Now I'm going to throw another schematic up of an on mini toggle switch. Basically, that schematic is describing what's happening behind the scenes with this little switch here. So to do all of this, you need to have a humbucking pickup that has 4 conductor wires. And then there's a bare wire included as well. So technically it's 5 wires. So basically you've got your green, your bare, a red, a white, and a black. The schematic right there shows you how to wire that so that it can be a series, single coil, and parallel coil splitter. So the way that I have my switch oriented on this guitar is that in the down position, that would be standard series humbucker. In the middle position, we are in single coil mode, and up, we are in parallel mode, which just basically means the 2 single coils are operating at the same time with hum canceling. All right, so let's start in the humbucker position on our big treble cut and just take a quick listen. Once I turn up the volume, and that's through a clean amp. As you can tell, it is quite muted. Now, when we move to having our tone control engaged, let's take a listen there. So I have that tone rolled back a little bit, and now let's go wide open. Let's add a little dirt, go back to our neck, or our front position, our big treble cut. Now, with the tone control engaged in the middle, and then wide open. All right, we're going to leave the dirt on because I think that it reveals a little bit more of the tonal variations. All right, now let's go to our single coil mode and take a listen through those 3 positions on the switch again. Tone control engaged. And wide open. And now let's go to parallel. Take a listen there. Cool right there. The single coil, obviously, that we just listened to had a lot more pop and bite than the humbucker. A little bit less bass response. But in this parallel mode, let's listen to that again. In this parallel mode, you're starting to get into this kind of like honky, almost cocked wah feeling. Now in the middle position with the tone control back in the circuit, we're still in that parallel. And then wide open in parallel. So right there, in a very simple setup, a single pickup guitar, and especially with the Esquire, let's focus on the Fender Esquire classic circuit. So you have your bass cut, that's 1 tone. then you have your tone control, and you can roll that anywhere you desire, then you have no tone control. There are 3 unique tones right there. When you add in the series, single, parallel switch, you now have the 9 tones available to you just using one pickup, which I think is just an incredible thing to have. This guitar has so many tonal variations that I don't miss having the rhythm pickup. So anyway, I hope those schematics are helpful. If you do own an Esquire style guitar, this is an easy mod. If you own something like a Les Paul Jr., any other single, you know, or even like a Super Strat or anything like that, adding in the mini toggle is huge, because all of a sudden you've got single coil, series, and parallel. The switch is unobtrusive. It's an easy mod to make. It's a simple little hole. If you see guitars in the background or on camera that I'm holding that have one of these mini toggles and a humbucking style pickup, or you know, any sort of humbucking pickup like this blade pickup I have in here, you can bet that I've got that toggle switch wired just like the way I showed you there. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and leave anything in the comments, and shares are greatly appreciated. You take care, and we'll see you next time.